What's up, everybody, and welcome to our coverage of the San Angelo Rodeo. I'm your host, Ryan Chadwick, and joining me is Tessa Koskovich. Tessa, the finals are here.
They're here, and I'm super stoked about it. We have been working our butts off this rodeo season.
It's almost come to an end, but we got an action-packed show from last night to share with y'all. And, of course, we will be previewing the finals tonight at San Angelo Rodeo. But before we get into any of that, let's hear a word from our friends over at Whataburger.
Yes. Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It's just so, it's almost too hard to put into words. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
All right, Tessa, let's get just straight into last night's action. It was the final chance for the Cowboys and Cowgirls to make the finals at the San Angelo Rodeo. In the timed events, we got to see the defending San Angelo Rodeo champion and San Angelo's own Dylan Hancock. He finally got to go.
We did, and he had it with an 8.1 second tie. And then we got to see Marty Yates set the second fastest time in the rodeo with a 7.1 right behind our very own Ty Harris.
Right. So those two gentlemen got into the finals. Unfortunately, Ty Harris did not. He has the fastest time in the rodeo, but he missed his first go. Yeah. So, but I was talking to Dylan after his round, and I asked him, like, were you going for it all, or did you just want to make the finals? He's like, I'm trying to win it again. So, 8.1 seconds is nothing to sneeze at. I know it's not the absolute fastest, but still very impressive.
He's still making it to the finals. Yeah. He still has a shot. So,
and I think he's like third or fourth overall right now in the average. But I interviewed him afterwards, so let's go ahead and look at that. I'm here with San Angelo's own Dylan Hancock, just posted an 8.1 in the tie down. Punch your ticket to the finals. Dylan, walk me through it.
Man, it was fun, especially when you get to rope in front of your hometown. Man, it's awesome. I had a calf that tried that they've tied fast a couple of times and made it work.
What was the strategy, knowing that you had to get under a certain time? Were you trying for the fastest you could go, or was it one of those, I just want to get into the finals?
Man, I just need to hit the barrier and try to make my run and see where it ended up.
Now, you won this rodeo last year. Is this something that, was that any added pressure being in front of the home crowd as the defending champion?
Man, some people call it pressure, but I like to feed off of it. There's nothing better than doing this right here in front of your hometown, so it's cool.
So what's the overall strategy going into the finals at this point?
Man, I'm going to try to do what I did last year. I was towards the end last year and had to kind of battle back, and we're going to try to do it again.
And you're going to be returning for the cint shootout as well?
Yes, sir. Saturday night we'll be here.
All right, so you're going to see plenty more of Dylan Hancock. But congratulations on your run today, and good luck in the finals. And all of our timed event coverage has been brought to you by Robert Lee Care Center.
Thank you again, Dylan, for the interview. All of our timed events are going to be brought to you by Robert Lee Care Center. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and get us into the Saddle Bronc?
Man, so we had a pretty special night in the Saddle Bronc last night. We had the Wright family competing, and it wasn't just one of them this time.
We got three of the brothers.
Yep, all three brothers competing against each other. We had two of them do really well, and one of them not quite make it, but it was still something to see. I think it was Stson and Ryder that they both scored an 86?
86. They tied with an 86.
So that was good enough for third place overall, and it's just something to be said about that family. It seems like every time they go, if they have a successful ride, it's always going to be a high score.
100%.
They're just so
and
good at it.
That is a rodeo royalty family. I mean, I'm sure these guys knew how to ride before they knew how to talk and walk.
Oh yeah, and they're world champions. I know Stson. They keep saying the stat over and over. Since he debuted, he's already earned over $2.5 million. Which is crazy to think about. It's just so many rodeos.
There's so many rodeos, and he has earned over $2.5 million. He's number 25 in the world in bull saddle bronc,
yeah.
And he's number 2 in the world in bull, which we didn't see him do super great with the bull, but he made a comeback with his brother and tied.
Right.
And I believe his brother is, Ryder is number 2 in the world.
Yeah. So he's up there. But with that being said, they did great. But Zach Dallas stole the show.
He stole the show, and I knew that kid was going to too.
He went right after them, and he scored an 87.5, which is good enough for tie for first place.
Yeah, no, and he took it. We're going to see him again tonight, and I actually got to interview the Wright brothers. I did not get an interview with Zach Dallas, but we had been talking about the Wright brothers on the show before last night's performance, so I figured let me go ahead and grab them and see what that was about. I was a little bit starstruck. They're a phenomenal family. I love rodeo, so watching them, growing up watching them and watching their dads and uncles, or their dad and uncles, excuse me, I was a little starstruck, so don't mind that. But let's get into that interview. Hey y'all, it's Tessa. I'm here with Ryder and Stson Wright. You guys just tied for second place with an 86. How are you feeling?
Good, ready for tomorrow. Yeah, dang for sure ready.
Yeah, you guys coming back to the finals, gonna win some money?
That's the plan. That's always the plan.
Right.
Yeah.
How does it feel competing against your brother? Does it give you more of a drive, or?
I think a little bit, yeah. You know, we've been doing this, competing against each other ever since we started, so, you know, it's just another day in office.
How does it feel coming from a rodeo royalty family like y'all do? And, like, how does it weigh on you whenever you don't get the ride that you necessarily want?
You forget about it and move on. Make the next one the best one.
Awesome. What does the San Angelo Rodeo mean to you guys?
Well, this rodeo is awesome. It always treats me good. I always seem to have good luck here, so I'm just glad to be back.
Awesome. You guys obviously come from a rodeo royalty family. What made you want to continue that passion?
I don't know. We just grew up around it, seeing all the success my dad had, and, you know, kind of just grew a love for it and just never really left.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Awesome, y'all. That was Stson and Ryder with Saddle Bronc Riding, brought to you by Uber Eats.
And remember, all of our rough stock coverage this year is brought to you by Uber Eats. Now, into the Cowgirls. It was Cancer Awareness Night at San Angelo Rodeo. There was pink everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's, you know, genuinely conflated with breast cancer awareness, right? But I do know that San Angelo Rodeo was just trying to bring awareness to all types of cancers. But, you know, when you see a bunch of pink, you know it is ladies' night. And that's one of the things that I decided to ask each cowgirl that I interviewed. I'm like, how important do you think, you know, bringing awareness to cancer, like, through the rodeo, it is? Like, how important is that to you? And I got some pretty good answers in that. But in the breakaway, finals were set. In the last performance, we had some fast times, but we didn't really have any changes in the overall leaderboard. With that being said, there were a couple gals who won some money with their times, including Haiden Thompson. She scored a 1.8 second run, and then I can't even attempt this name.
I would imagine it's Tiata.
Tiata, and I'm so sorry if we butchered that, but that is a very unique name, Miss Gray. She scored a 1.9, so she got added to that long list of 1.9s.
Right.
But that's good enough for a check, right? But after Miss Thompson's ride, I was lucky enough to interview her, and I asked her, hey, I know you didn't make the finals, but how awesome is it you're still leaving with the check, you know? So let's watch that interview. I'm here with Haiden Thompson, just finished with a 1.8 in the breakaway. Haiden, take me through your ride.
It was actually really good. I knew that calf he ran earlier today, and he was really, really good. So I was excited, and I knew I had to go at him.
So I know your first round didn't go exactly how you wanted, obviously, like you want to be able to compete in the finals, but how good did it feel coming back in the second, getting that 1.8 and knowing that, hey, I still finished in the top, like one of the top spots in the rodeo?
Yeah. Being anytime you're a sub 2 second run, it's pretty good. And, I was lucky to get a check out of the second round, so it was pretty cool.
Well worth it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, especially at this particular rodeo this year, had so many sub 2 seconds. Like, why do you think breakaway is just trending that way, where it just keeps getting faster and faster?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of good cattle involved, and then the sport's just evolving so much that everyone's adapting, and it has gotten so fast.
And as you know, tonight is Pink Night. You know, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Night. How, as a lady, how important do you think that is that we continue to have nights like this at the rodeo?
Oh, I think it's super important. There's a lot of people out there that struggle with it, and to be able to have that kind of support coming from all these fans is a pretty cool deal.
All right, well, again, this has been Haiden Thompson, just posted a 1.8 in tonight's rodeo. Remember, all of our breakaway coverage is brought to you by Wedco Insurance. Wedco knows rodeo, brand your assets.
Thank you again, Haiden, for that interview. All of our breakaway is going to be brought to you by Wedco Insurance. Wedco knows rodeo, brand your assets. And just as a glimpse of good news, along with the Cancer Awareness Night, yesterday we found out that Carly Joe, a local girl from San Angelo who had, she went to Central High School, had hopes of going to Tech, and that was stumped by cancer. We found out yesterday she is cancer-free, which is
awesome.
amazing. She's been fighting so hard for so long.
and I know for a fact that San Angelo's pulling for her.
Yes.
And like I liked Hayden's answer to that question, and I also do think it's important to have nights like this, just like especially for the people whose lives are affected by cancer or the people with cancer themselves. It just feels like you have people on your team.
100%.
Like I know one of my best friends, Mallory Campos, she has cancer right now, and she's pretty much done with treatment. I think she's on to radiation now to make sure it's all gone, but I know for a fact she's one of the strongest people I know, and she probably wouldn't even like me calling her out like this, but just so you know, Mallory, we are behind you 100%. But let's go ahead and move on. We had another great night in the Mutton Busting. It wouldn't be ladies' night if a little girl didn't win, right?
Right.
It was a pretty good one. So we'll let y'all watch this one.
Hey y'all, it's Tessa. I'm here with Maya, the winner of tonight's Mutton Busting. Maya, how old are you?
6.
6. Where are you from?
San Angelo.
San Angelo. Do you go to school?
Yes.
Bradford.
Yeah, you gonna tell all your classmates how you won out there?
I got Olivia, Nicholas, and Analia, and Maverick, and Penelope, and Bodie, and Jaden, and Isabella, and Danny, and Mallory, and Davari, and Anai, and Jimmy, and Mia, and Ollie too.
Yeah, are you gonna wear your new buckle to school?
And I got Elisha, Faye.
Show everybody your buckle.
Show your buckle. Was it easy out there? You made it look really easy.
You just held on for life, huh?
Did you guys practice at home?
No, we didn't practice at all.
And you won? Holy cow, you gonna be a cowgirl?
Maybe.
Yeah. Good luck, Dad.
Thank you.
Awesome, y'all. That has been Maya, tonight's winner of the Mutton Busting. All of our Mutton Busting is going to be brought to you by Sonora Bank.
Thank you, Maya, for the interview, and congratulations on your 94-point score. All of our Mutton Busting is going to be brought to you by Sonora Bank, and Maya was super stoked to tell me all about her friends at school and how she was going to show off her buckle. So that was cute.
Yeah, it was a cute kid and a cute interview. Liked how she had a little bit of help, too.
I know, yeah. Her dad helping her, that was fun.
Yeah, but let's move right along. We got some barrel racing action. We had some last-minute additions to the finals. One of those was Brittany Tonozzi. She wowed the crowd with a 14.14 run. And we didn't quite get that sub-14 second that I thought we were going to get, but, we got close.
There's always tonight.
Right? In the finals, I guess it'd be awesome if we saw a winner get that. But Jordan Driver's still leading, West Texas Cowgirl, but Cassie Mowry's still in the mix. And then, of course, we got Jimmy Cox. I think she's in the finals as well. But like I said, this rodeo's pretty fast. It's not as fast as some we've seen in the past, but, they're so close together. There's like a 14.02, a 14.03, a 14.05, and then, of course, it's 14.14. It's really going to come down to who really decides to bring it and which horse decides to actually get out and run tonight.
Yeah, it's getting pretty intense with how close these scores are getting. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, but I did interview Ms. Tonozzi after her run, so let's get it. Joining me now is Brittany Tonozzi. Just posted a 4.14 in the barrel racing. Brittany, walk me through your ride.
So that's a horse that I just got at the end of last year, and so we're kind of a new team. We won Austin a couple weeks ago, and he really excels in these small arenas. And actually, the stock contractor here, Pete Carr, owns him, and so it's kind of a family affair at the old San Angelo Rodeo, and so it's been good.
Well, you've put yourself in position to really threaten in the finals now. What's it going to take to just push you over the edge to make sure you bring home the big check?
Just clean runs and see what they pay you. That's always my motto when I show up somewhere is just keep the barrels up and let the chips fall where they may.
Now, do you prefer when the arenas are smaller like this, or do you like the bigger ones?
I think it's more like horse specific. I like whatever arena that horse likes at the moment. So, Sir tends to excel in smaller arenas. So right now I'm loving being inside, but when we go outside, we might have to change some things up or get on a different horse. So it's basically horse specific, depending on whether I like it or not.
I like that answer. So again, it's ladies' night tonight, breast cancer awareness. Asking all the ladies I interview, how important is that we include stuff like this in the rodeo?
It is very, very important. My family has been very affected by cancer lately. My dad actually passed away last month from renal cancer. My mother-in-law is a breast cancer survivor, and so being here and having that awareness and raising the money is so important. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on your ride, and we hope you do just as well in the finals.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, this has been Brittany Tonozzi, and she has put herself in perfect position to take home the big check. And remember, all of our barrel racing coverage this year is brought to you by Texas Angels Boutique. Another big thanks to Texas Angels for sponsoring all of our barrel racing coverage this year. Tessa, tell us a little bit about Texas Angels. I know you know a lot about it.
Yeah, me and my shopping. She carries everything from Western wear to coastal wear to, she has everything, a little bit of everything for anyone who's shopping around. You guys just have to stop in and see her. She's got cute floral tops, boots, sandals, hats, jewelry out the wazoo. So just make sure you stop by Texas Angels and see what she's got. And make sure to follow her on social media and keep up with all of her new arrivals.
Yeah, and I know that there's still a couple performances left if you need a last-minute outfit for the finals, ladies.
She's got it.
Yeah.
She has got it.
Okay, Tessa, just give me your overall thoughts about all the pre-finals performances up to this point.
Ryan, we've seen a bunch of great scores, a bunch of great rides, and I'm super excited to see who can top it. Because it's going to be hard, but I want to see what happens out there.
Well, not to mention, the time events just seem incredibly fast this year. We saw 2 records in the steer wrestling. We saw Jesse Brown set it, and then it was immediately broken the next day in the slack.
Yes, by 0.1 second.
Yeah. I think Jesse Brown had 2.9, and then it was
the next
broken with
a
the 2.8.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm impressed just because it seems like every year I cover the rodeo, the times just get a little bit faster.
They're just getting better and better.
But yeah, we're gonna crown some champions tonight, and so let's just go ahead and go through this. In the steer wrestling, we got Tyler Wagespack. He's the one who broke Jesse Brown's record. He's leading with 6.4 seconds on 2 runs. He's tied with Jesse Brown. And then, of course, we got the duo of Yaquo and Ashford in the team roping. They're 8.1 seconds on 2. That's first in the team roping. And then, of course, heading into the rough stock, we got another tie. Logan Hay, Zach Dallas, 87.5. Tessa, we'll just go ahead and stop right there for now. We have so many ties.
There are so many ties this rodeo.
I think it's
going to be a close call.
Yeah, well, it's indicative of the competition too, right? And it goes back to even judging, especially in the non-timed events. It's like, man, all right. It's like you give one guy a score, but then you see a guy who does just as good or a little bit better, but does he deserve a higher score than the guy you just gave, And
you know what? That's why the judges get paid to do what they do, because they're watching all of those municipal changes and split-second actions.
Yeah, well, in the bareback, there's so many guys that are tied that they're like, sorry guys, we only bring 11 riders, So I would not want that job at all. But what else do we have in store?
In the bareback, we've got Sage Allen with an 89. I'm super stoked to see him personally, but I'm a big bareback girl. That's my favorite event at the rodeo. And then Shad Mayfield leads tie-down roping, and Dylan Hancock will also be back for that, so keep your eye out for the local boy.
Yeah, I got to interview Shad and Dylan. Good luck to both of those guys. It was a lot of fun talking to y'all. Right. Moving on from that, of course, with the Cowgirls, we got, as we said before, Garden City's Jordan Driver. She's in first place. But again, we have Cassie Mowry and Brittany Tonozzi. They will both be back. And then finally, in the bull riding,
we've got TJ Gray. I did interview him twice. Hopefully tonight we'll make a third.
Yeah, we did say that in the interview too. We were like, hey man, hopefully we see you again.
No,
right?
I told him, I said, I'll see you a third time. Yeah. I believe in you.
Right. And then finally, the breakaway. It's so close. I have no idea who's going to win. That one is the hardest event to judge winners for me.
Right.
Just because the event in itself, it's less than 2 seconds, right?
There's 6 1.9s.
Yeah. So that one's going to be crazy. But like I said, it's going to be action-packed, and we're going to bring y'all as many winners as possible. But before we get into scores, let's hear a word from our friends over at 3D Plumbing.
3D's Plumbing has served the Concho Valley with excellence for over 3 decades. Their team of highly skilled plumbers is well equipped to handle everything from routine maintenance to complex emergency repairs. 3D's Plumbing understands that your home's comfort and safety depend on a well-functioning plumbing system, and they're here to ensure it runs smoothly. When you choose 3Ds, you're not just hiring plumbers. You're welcoming a team of experts into your home who genuinely care about your peace of mind. Remember, one call does it all. Thank you, San Angelo.
Here are your scores for the finals in tonight's San Angelo Rodeo. On bull riding, first place is TJ Gray. He posted an 89-point ride. In second place, we have a tie between Dustin Bouquet and Grayson Cole. They scored an 87. In fourth place, we got T. Parker with an 86.5. Fifth place, we got Luke Casey Morris. He posted an 86. And then finally, in sixth place, we have Elijah Mora, who scored an 85.5. Moving on to seventh place, we have another tie. The rest of these are just going to be a bunch of ties. Bryce Jensen and J.R. Stratford tied for seventh. They scored an 85. Ninth place, we got Jesse Petrie and Maverick Smith. They scored an 84.5. And in 11th place, we got a tie between Mason Spain and Kai Hamilton. Both Cowboys scored an 84. And those are your top 12 bull riders. On to the bareback, Sage Allen is in first with an 89. Cole Reiner, he scored an 88. He's in second place. In third, we got Cole Franks. He scored an 87.5. And we have a tie, a large tie for fourth place, three-way tie between Jess Pope, Tucker Caricato, and Mason Stoller. All three Cowboys scored an 87. In seventh place, we have another three-way tie. Taylor Broussard, Tilden Hooper, and Clay Jorgensen, they all scored an 86. That moves us down to 10th, where Waylon Bourgeois, he scored an 85.5. Jaco Roper is in 11th with an 84.5. We have a final tie for 12th between Cade Saunier and R.C. Lanningham, who scored an 84. Moving on to the Saddle Bronc. We have another tie at the top between Logan Hay and Zach Dallas. Zach Dallas went last night. They both scored an 87.5. We got the Wright brothers, who also went last night. Ryder Wright and Stetson Wright are tied for third. They posted an 86 with Blaze Freeman. He's also tied for third. He also scored an 86. Another tie in sixth place, the three-way tie. Thane Elshear and Ben Anderson and Dawson Hay all scored an 85.5. In ninth place, another tie. We got Cade Bruno and Bailey Small. They scored an 85. And then rounding it out, we got a three-way tie for 11th between Jake Finley, Ryder Sanford, and Gus Galliard. They all scored an 84.5. Man, this rodeo's tight. Because of the ties, only 10 Saddle Bronc riders will go in the short go. On to the barrel racing. First place, we got the Garden City Cowgirl, Jordan Driver, leading all barrel racers with a 30.04 seconds in the average on 2. Jimmy Cox is in second place with 30.05 seconds on 2. Brittany Tonozzi is in third with a 30.06 seconds. Fourth place, we got Cassie Mowry, pretty famous cowgirl right there, 30.09 seconds. And in fifth, we have Cheyenne Wimberly. She posted a 30.11. Another competition where the times are really tight. In sixth place, we have Alyssa Urbanek Wade. She posted a 30.14 seconds. Tiana Schuster's in seventh, 30.17 seconds. In eighth, we have a tie between Julie Plord and Crystal Dillman. They posted a 30.31 seconds on 2. In 10th, we have Katie Halbert, 30.32 seconds on 2. And in 11th, we have Lindsay Mugley. That rounds out our barrel racer. She posted a 30.33 seconds on 2. And finally, Billy Harmon, 30.39 seconds on 2. Those are your top 12 barrel racers. In the steer wrestling, Tyler Wegesbach and Jesse Brown, they both set records in their rounds. Jesse posted a 2.8 before Wegesbach broke it, or 2.9 before Wegesbach broke it with a 2.8 in the slack. They lead with 6.4 second on 2. Mike McGinn's in third with a 7.2 second on 2. Dakota Eldridge is in fourth, a 7.3 second on 2. Bridger Anderson's in fifth, 7.5 second on 2. And Dalton Massey's in sixth with a 7.6 second on 2. In seventh, we got Hunter Cure, 7.7 seconds on 2. Will Lummis, he's in eighth place, 7.9 seconds. Rowdy Parrott is in ninth with an 8 flat on 2. And we got a tie for 10th here between these two Cowboys, Stetson Jorgensen and Jay Schaefer, 8.1 seconds on 2. And then finally, in 12th, we got Cody Devers, the Perryton, Texas Cowboy. He rounds out our steer wrestlers with an 8.4 seconds on 2. Moving to the tie-down, we got Shad Mayfield leading all tie-down ropers with a 16.2 seconds in the average. That's on 2 goes. Marty Yates, famous cowboy right there, he's in second place, 16.4 seconds on 2. Kincaid Henry, third place, 16.7 seconds on 2. Chance Fleming is in fourth, 17.1 seconds on 2. Garrett Jacobs, fifth place, 17.3 seconds on 2. Need to see more of these San Angelo boys up here. And there he is. In sixth place, we have a tie between Dylan Hancock, San Angelo Cowboy, and Cody Mahaffey, 17.6 seconds on 2. Corey Solomon is in eighth place, 17.7 seconds on 2. Another tie in ninth, we have Andrew Burks and Roy Lee, 18.1 seconds on 2. Down 11th, we got Trent McDonald, 18.2 seconds on 2. And in 12th, we got Daxton Hill, 18.3 seconds on 2. And those are your top 12 tie-down ropers. Man, tonight's going to be exciting. In the team roping, we got the duo of Yakwo and Ashford, 8.1 seconds on 2. Man, that's fast. Colton Schmidt and Will Woodfin, 8.6 seconds on 2. In third place, we got Jet Trineri and LJ Yakwo, 8.7 seconds on 2. JRDs, and JC Flake, 8.8 seconds on 2. And finally, in fifth, we got Bubba Buckaloo and Joseph Harrison, 9.1 seconds on 2. We'll see how the team roping goes. That's going to be interesting. In sixth place for the team ropers, we got Rowan Oldfield and Creed West. They are tied with Chet Whites and Blake Walker, 9.2 seconds on 2. In eighth place, we got Manny Egaskiza and Walt Woodard, 9.6 seconds. Ninth place, we got Corbin Rice and Cooper Freeman, 9.7 seconds. And then in 10th, we got Coy Britton and Eddie Medina. They round out your team ropers in the top 10. In 11th place, we've got Kellen Johnson and Carson Johnson, 10.2 seconds on 2. And then Devin Johnson and Boogie Ray, 10.4 seconds on 2. And that right there is your top 12. Finally, we're going to finish off with the top 12 of the women's breakaway. In first place, we've got Martha Angelone, 3.6 seconds on 2. Bailey Bates comes in at second place with 3.8 seconds on 2. Third place, we got a tie between Shelby Beaujolais-Medjid and Jenna Dalen, who both posted a 4.2. And then in fifth, we got Cheyenne McCarty and Jay Edens, who went 4.1 seconds on 2. Seventh place, we got Tiata Gray, 4.3 seconds on 2. Shaylee King comes in at eighth at 4.4 seconds. Ninth place, Christy Stewart, 4.8 seconds on 2. 10th place, Sawyer Gilbert, 4.9 seconds on 2. 11th place, we got Ellie Meeks, 5.1 seconds on 2. But don't go anywhere. We still got 2 more ladies to go. Finally, 12th place, Josie Connor and Taylor Munsell. Well, that's about all the time we have before tonight's show. Tessa, give me your final thoughts.
Ladies, Kai Hamilton's going to be back tonight. He's a big crowd pleaser with y'all. And rumor has it he was at the beer barn or he was at the wine tent last night. So maybe hang around, have some fun afterwards, and get to meet you a cowboy, an Australian cowboy.
I wouldn't know. I was sleeping.
Yeah, we went home.
My final thought. The rodeo's crazy every year. I don't think it's ever going to get easier, but it's always fun, right?
It's always fun, and it doesn't get easier. And, these cowboys and cowgirls, it's not even them getting older. It's just them getting better. Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, we're just getting faster and faster, better and better. So.
Right.